Up, fellow YouTubers? So grab an ice cold beer, because that's what's up. This is a Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA mixed with a little bit of Mountain Dew. That Rogaine that I've been using on my hair, at least up on top, it's starting to thicken up a little bit. Cool. So apparently, one of my neighbors took a picture of the ashtray that I bought for the apartment complex. And posted the picture to my subreddit. Comments like, "Oh yeah, dude, I seen this guy riding his chopper all over town back when he used to work at Wendy's and blah, 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 you know. But then I found out I live in the same apartment complex as he does." And I'm like, okay. So they were kind of just saying it from like an admiring sort of standpoint, like, oh hey, this is kind of cool, you know. We got a celebrity in the building. But then of course I get a bunch of hate comments on it, like he's such a child, he's such a toddler. Why would you doodle on it? Why? Because I put an all pointed star on it. I say, Sig butts only, please no trash. And then I autograph it. Who the fuck cares? You know? Who the fuck cares? People sitting there talking shit about me doodling on it. Like, first of all, I bought the fucking ashtray. And second of all, how the fuck does it affect you? You know? Like, god damn it, I'm serious. How the fuck does it affect you? I try to do a nice, kind gesture for the apartment complex that I live in. And all people do is talk shit. And here's the best part. Casper Anonymous basically posted Hell's Advocate to YouTube without my permission. It is what it is. But the entire album is now available on YouTube to listen to. And, well, the reason why it doesn't matter is because, one, it's free exposure for my album. And two, you can listen to all the songs for free on Deathbed Tapes anyways. So, you know. And once again, excuse me, once again, people talking shit. Things like, this album sucks, blah, blah, blah. This one person even commented I'm not going to insult art. 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 And then they proceed to write this entire fucking paragraph stating to the world why Hell's Advocate sucks in their opinion. I'm like, yeah, but you just said 3 to 4 times at the beginning of this lengthy comment you weren't going to insult it, and then here you are insulting it. Another person said, this album sucks, the best part is, and then he is at, and then he put the time of when the video ends. So I sarcastically replied, oh, you made it that far? Thank you for listening. And you know, you want my example here, YouTube? Think about it. How many people did J.K. Rowling, the brilliant author who made Harry Potter, how many times did Harry Potter get turned down before someone said, you know what? I'll give it a chance. And now that publishing company is fucking rich. All these other assholes who turned J.K. Rowling down are literally kicking themselves in the dick right now. Like, that's no bullshit, because they're like, dude, we could have had that money, man. We should have given her a chance. It's the same for George Lucas and Star Wars, you know? How many people turned down George Lucas for his Star Wars films before someone said, we'll give you a chance? But that's different. That's music. Okay, well, how many times do you think the Beatles got turned down before someone said, we'll give you a record deal, you know? And maybe Hell's Advocate's ahead of its time, you know? I'm mixing black metal, hair flare, power metal, horrorcore, hip hop, and club beats. Kind of just, you know. Some of the songs, like, it transcends from one thing to another. You think it's going to be sounding like this, and then the beat just drops, and it's fucking cool, you know. And that's just it. When it comes to art, everyone's a fucking critic, you know. You know, and I got friends who paint, friends who do puzzles, you know, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, it's artwork that I've seen like that that's better than most of what every other of what I've been seeing. You know, I mean, people will sit there and splat paint onto paper, you know, and call it art. Well, I guess that's a concept, but you know, you actually take the time to paint a beautiful scenery with trees and leaves and what have you. You actually take the time to paint something beautiful versus just throwing paint on there, you know. Yeah, that's my opinion. If you actually take the time to paint something pretty versus just, oh, let's throw a bunch of paint on paper and call it art, you know, what the fuck is that? There are even people who are saying the tempos are off. I did that on purpose because there are some beats when they're looped together. One beat's going to be a little bit faster, and another beat's going to be a little bit slower. I think it sounds cool. You know, on that same note, who the fuck says music has to be structured and the timing has to be perfect, you know? You can't be afraid to step out of the box when it comes to creating music. That's the way I see it. And, I mean, I've been getting some positive feedback from some locals here in town. And the locals are saying that Hell's Advocate kicks ass. Because it's music you can headbang to and dance to at the same time. Like, hmm. And here's the best part. I don't have to say shit about copyright because it's my fucking music. For example, the song Hell's Fire. Hell's Fire. I think it sounds good. Oh, are they talking about the vocals where I layer it and then the vocal carries on a little bit longer? Or are they talking about when the two different beats are mixed together and one beat is slightly faster than the other one, creating a whole new beat together? I don't know YouTube. I tell you what, and this is the cool thing about it, YouTube. I try to do a nice thing for my apartment complex that I live in. It's not mine personally, but, you know, and I get shit talked on it. I try to create my own album, and it gets a bunch of shit. My point being, YouTube, is sit down, grab a cold one, because this truth is gonna hurt like a son of a bitch. It don't matter what you do. Everybody, and I mean everybody's a fucking critic. Fuck the hypocrites and the critics, dude. That's what I'm saying. The hypocritics. That's what I say. You know, you got this thing where people fuck. That's so fucking good. Hold up. Mm. Not trying to glamorize smoking, but I love NXTs. You can go from regular to menthol. So if you're in the mood for a regular, just don't crush the bead. And no, but stop worrying. Like when it comes to art, YouTube, my attitude towards art is don't create art for other people. Create it for you. You know, create the art because you want to create it, not because you're looking for approval through others. You know, and that's precisely why I created Hell's Advocate. Like I've been working on it since I think the oldest song is 2018. Yeah, so it's been almost a year since I spent like literally almost a year working on this album. You know, and people are digging it. And that's all that matters. You focus on the people who like your work. You focus on the people who like your work. Believe that. I mean, we go back to painting, for instance. You could paint a pretty sunset on a beach, you know, or you could just throw paint on paper. You know, throwing paint on paper, to me, anyone can do that. And call it interpretation or whatever the fuck, you know. But to sit down and actually paint a beautiful scene onto paper, that takes talent, you know. Like I've seen people and their paintings, and it's like, hey man, if it made you happy painting it, cool. Like they'll sit there and splash paint on paper and say it's an expression of their soul or some bullshit, and I'm like, uh, the artsy fartsy type. You know the one I'm talking about. Overly eccentric, overly dramatic. Everything has to have a meaning behind it. Like you can't just paint a picture because you want to paint, because you want to create. You gotta paint it because you want to express something. It has to be an expression of something, you know. And it's like, dude, calm down. You're just painting a picture. Ugh. Well, anyways, tubes. Glad people are liking Hell's Advocate. And that's just it. I made $150 my first day selling it. The cassettes are selling out like hotcakes. And people are digging it, dude. If I would have, it would have been nice to have an orchestra behind the black metal. That would have been sick. You take some orchestra opera mixed black metal, and you mix it with hair flare power metal, and you add traces of horrorcore hip hop and some club beats. Oh, I get chills just thinking about it, dude. You can mix some cool sounds together if you have the right equipment, but being as I'm a one man band and all I had was garage band, I work with what I got. And I think the most intense song on the album is Demon Wings, hands down. But yeah, anyways, tubes, fuck the haters. It's no shave November, so I'm not shaving my face. Just in between my eyebrows, and that's it. And my crotch, but yeah. No shave November, so I'm not shaving the face. Anyways, tubes, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.